I think we got the first property, was it
6 in 3 months.
drove for 3 hours, looked at the property for literally 6 minutes.
Until today, we're still working full time, and I don't think we have any plans on stopping. The goal is to keep working full time later. We'll review in a few months to see what happens.
Guys, welcome to another episode of Behind the BNB. I'm so excited to have my guests, Eloi and Emilie, on today from Sable and Stone Stays. Welcome to the podcast. Thank you so much for jumping on, especially in the middle of a fit out. Let's get to know you guys, or have, people who watch this podcast. You guys share who you are. I know that you're brother and sister, so I don't know who wants to go first. Talk a little bit about what you guys do, and then why you decided to get into Airbnb, short-term rentals.
The whole story, the whole journey started with her. She had been following James for a month or so. It was roughly August or September last year. And she kept telling me about it. And she was like, so there's this guy that I follow on Instagram and this is what he's doing. And I'm like, you should give it a try and see how it's going. So I think she reached out, and then it kind of like snowballed from there. And then she was like, this is bigger than I thought it was going to be. Do you mind joining me? And I was like, done. I'll follow you. We're siblings at the end of the day, so it's my duty. So I was like, sure, we'll do that. And it just started as a conversation. And now we're literally sitting in Airbnb number 6. So pretty crazy.
Crazy. And it was just last year that Emilie, you decided to join the community.
If I'm not wrong, started in July. So my background is I've always been into properties. I own a few. And the goal was to keep owning and owning. But eventually there's so many that you can own based on, everything with the bank and whatnot. Yeah. So then when I fell onto James' video, I was like, okay, that makes sense. I don't need to own them. I could actually rent them and then list them on Airbnb. So that's where the whole story started. And then so found him. I think I joined the program end of July and August, when I started looking at all of it, I was like, because I still work full time, I was like, I can't do it alone. So then went to the younger brother and asked for help. And then before you know it, we became a duo. And I think we got the first property, was it November?
Till end of October, beginning of November. Yeah. And that's where it started.
That's when it has just been.
So technically this is month 3 of like us being properly live.
Okay, with the first one, or you mean like 6 in 3 months?
Yeah, so since the first one that we've set up, so until today, that's like 6 in 3 months, which is crazy saying it out loud.
But look at you guys, you've accomplished it, and that's incredible. I have to address obviously the accent, and you mentioned Sable and Stone Stays, a little bit of a French background. So how long have you been living in, because you guys are based in Melbourne, right?
Yes.
Yeah. How long ago did you move, and from where?
So we're Mauritian, so from Mauritius.
Okay. Yeah, I've been here 20 years. I came here after I finished high school, and I came here for my studies. So I've been here 20 years, and Eloi has been here.
So I think it's year 7 or 8 now. Same when I was 18 as well. So finished high school, came here.
I think it's amazing that you guys are siblings and doing this together. Clearly like it works well, or not, like the dynamic of that.
We had our up and down,
Yeah.
There's a bit of an age gap, so I get to pull the card, but I'm the older sister. But there has been some very late nights where we would stay up just doing our homework, reading, because when we would finish work, that's when we meet, discuss the business. This is what we need to do. So we stay up till pretty late, and that's where you're already tired, you're exhausted, and you start arguing. But you know what? It's all it has been working, so we keep going.
Yeah, that's where the diamonds are formed, though. All those late nights and pushing through, and as exhausted as you are. What do you guys do for work?
So I'm a sales manager for an insurance company. I've been doing that for 14 years.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah, so this is the part where it gets funny. We're both in sales. I'm also in sales as well, but different industry. I'm in transport and logistics. My background is in science.
So I imagine, with your sales background, did you find it like when you first started to acquire your first property, I imagine you've got really good interpersonal skills and being able to build rapport with people. You know, it's sometimes these skills that some people aren't always aware of, but I know being in sales, it would lend quite well to you know, if you go along to viewings and you're trying to get your first property. So share a little bit about that first property and how you acquired that.
So the first one, it does help having both of us being in sales background, but it's to your point. It's how you build relationship. But the funny story is the first one is in Bendigo, which is 3 hours drive from where we live. Now, we spoke to the real estate on the phone, we emailed and everything, and she pretty much was happy with what we were going to do, who we were and whatnot. But then she did ask where, just as a, you know, like a check for the both parties, she wanted us to come and see the property. And it was a Friday, I still remember, and she goes, oh, how does 3 o'clock sound? And I was like, cool, I'll be there. So was working from home, grabbed my work laptop, drove for 3 hours, looked at the property for literally 6 minutes. And then she said yes, I said yes, sent the paperwork, and I drove back 3.5 hours back home.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Well, why Bendigo for the first one? Is that just like the first property that came up that looked good, the numbers were good?
It was more so like we were looking around Melbourne and the CBD and inner suburbs. But what happened is that my friend group, surprisingly, is mainly from Bendigo through like when I met them and whatnot. So my main friend group is from Bendigo. And I was telling Emilie at the time, oh, maybe it would be interesting to look there because I know there's a lot of movement. Bendigo is like, it's like another mini Melbourne, just like Geelong is at the moment. So might be worthwhile. And just our luck, we reached out on this one property and it just went from there. And we were like, okay, so that worked.
That's great. Like you didn't have to view too many. That was it. That was the first one ready to go.
That's a thing. So it was, until today, it's still pretty much the same story. It's planning out. So whenever we are ready to start the process all over again. So we will go on real estate, save a few. So we'll argue about the locations, we'll run the numbers, and then we'll be like, okay, so we'll create like a plan for like a Saturday from let's say 8 o'clock in the morning until whenever inspections finishes, and we'll just keep going back to back. So we found ourselves driving on a few Saturdays nonstop from the morning to the afternoon, just going to random inspections. And I would be driving, she would be briefing me. She would go, yep, we're going to this one now. It's in Fitzroy, or it's in Collingwood, or it's in whatever suburb around Melbourne. And she's like, yep, this is who we'll be meeting. This is a 2-bedder. This is a 3-bedder. And we just kept going like that. And we were like, okay. And then
you guys are vlogging all of this, recording all of this, you know, as you're out and about. I'm like, this is great. This is getting right into the detail of what it actually looks like. Like it's a lot of hours can be like when you're viewing, you're going to all these different inspections. So great teamwork. I mean, this is why you guys are on 6. Next question, I guess. How did you find then the second and the third? Like, did it just come along quite easily for you? Because the first one sometimes it came pretty easy for you, but a lot of the time the first one's always the hardest. So, you know, how did you find the others so quickly?
We would say that even though we did get the first one rather easily, to put it like that, the setup and like going to Bendigo and figuring out like
hours drive,
all the processes, all the process behind it. Okay, so how do we set this up? How does this work? Where does the linen go? Who's the cleaner? How?
The operational side of things. I mean, you're forced to, because you're so far away, you have to get all the cleaning, all the links. So how did that work? I mean, are there many Airbnbs in Bendigo? I can't really remember Bendigo. You said it's a bit like Melbourne, but
so surprisingly, there was a few around, and we just did our research and we kept calling people, like messaging, like it doesn't hurt at the end of the day. And luckily, we just found that one person that fitted the criteria, and we just went from there, and it kind of worked when it came to the cleaning. So So Bendigo was definitely a bit of a headache to try and figure out the logistics of it. Then moving on from Bendigo, we went through more inspections, more like
But more closer to you. So you've gone for ones that are much.
So it was pretty much repeating the same scenario again, where we would drive to like different properties, talk to the real estate agent, being like, "Hey, this is what we do," blah 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 blah, and just go from there. And then hoping and crossing your fingers that you would hear back from the agent at the end of the day.
The mentality that we had, and because we knew there would be rejection that came with it, so we didn't get emotionally attached to any properties. And what we decided both to do is let's apply for 1,000 if we have to. At the end of the day, if we put 1,000 applications, we will get at least 1 or 2 that comes back. And this is how we end up being on property number 6, because sometimes we end up getting more responses, and we never said no because we knew the properties were good. Because if we went to inspect them, that means there was a reason for it. So that's how I think property 2 and 3 will end up with 2 at the same time. And Eloi looked at me and he's like,
double setup.
We're going to set up at the same time. And I was like,
this is what we're doing. And I'm here with you. We're going to do it together. Yeah.
These 2, I do remember like dearly, because there was a story where we were setting up. So we finished setting up one of them and then we moved on to the next one. So it was kind of like that weight of knowing that you just did all this work and you have to do it again for the second one, and you don't have a moment to like have a break or just breathe, have a breather, and just have a time to put it on and just let it sink in. And it's just like, I think it was like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and we're just building bedside tables, and I'm like, I can't keep doing this. This is ridiculous. We had a few moments. But it was worth it in the end.
Yeah.
So you didn't try to get some rental free periods at all to allow some time? Like you guys were like, no, let's just take it on and get it done. We'll get them listed.
That's my fault. I didn't want to stop because we had the momentum, and at the end of the day, and like, it is becoming more popular, which is a good thing. But at the same time, I'm like, we have that rhythm. We know what's happening. The sooner we get them, and especially with Christmas that was coming up and New Year, and then before you know it, it's peak of summer. Then you have F1, you have school holidays, Easter.
You're like, let's just get them done. Yeah. And you're just riding the wave of momentum, which is, crazy. Like the adrenaline as well that you're on, and you get it done. It's amazing what we can actually accomplish, You just set your mind to it, which sounds like exactly what you guys did. What about the community? I'm like, have you jumped in on calls, received any coaching? Has that helped in any way? Or do you feel like you kind of had an idea because you're already in property? You had an idea of what you kind of needed to get done. Has being a part of the community helped in any way?
We were not able to jump on it, actually on any course because of the hours that we work.
Yeah,
Flash, because I still have to manage the team that I work with.
Same on mine.
But where the community was amazing, and this is why every time when I put a post, I make sure that I call it out. It's when at night you come back from work, you start everything that people have been dealing with, or the questions that they had, you end up learning so much from them. For example, I remember still the first time we got one of the property in South Bank.
Yeah.
I remembered someone posted something about where they put their lockbox. And it's reaching out to that person, asking questions. And now today people are reaching out to us and it's just, everyone just keep helping each other. And that community has literally been a lifesaver for us. And now people are reaching out, we're helping. So we give back where we can.
That's great. And I love our weekly wins channel as well, or it's the ones where the channel where everyone posts their new listing. And I know that helps as well, boost the algorithm a little bit as well when the initial listing goes up. So have you guys put all your listings up there, or like every time you've, launched a new one, or you don't really have time?
He keeps reminding me.
Yeah. So that everyone can save it, in their wish list, and that's also what's beautiful about that.
It's also like the reason why we do it. It's one, to get the views, but the other thing that we've noticed is that because we know there's a lot of people out there who might not be comfortable, even within the community, to ask questions or to just be like, hey, I have this property, where do I put the keys? How do I handle the linen or anything like that? So what we've noticed is that if it's filtered by region or suburb or whatever you want to call it, some people started reaching out to us and be like, hey, I have an apartment in St. Kilda or South Bank, and how do you do this? How do you do this? And be like, oh, this is how you do it. And people are like, oh, awesome. It's just that reward of knowing that there's no point I'm going to sound really young here, but there's no point gatekeeping anything.
Yeah,
So we're more than happy to just help people. Like there's enough properties for everyone. Like,
yeah,
the ocean is big enough.
That's great. So what would you say has been your biggest challenge so far? It could be guest related. Like, have you had any like shocking guests or incidents or?
We did have a furniture issue. So we had furniture getting damaged during transport. So that did happen. So we had like, I think she put it in one of her posts, but I believe it was like 2 chairs that never made it. Like we never received the chairs. And then one of the dining table, literally we opened it up out of a box and it was snapped in half. And we were like, okay, awesome. We did have issues with guests as well, like very particular and pedantic guests, to put it that way. We have to answer queries and be like, okay, we can figure something out here. And then also, I guess, growing so quick in a short period of time, it really forces you to adapt quickly as well. So when you get to the back end, so trying to figure out, okay, this software goes with this software, and if I link this with that, this works. So then I can control the property here, or this goes there, and it kept going around. Sometimes I was telling her, oh, we're using this platform for this and that, and she would just be standing there, and I'm like, I know you're not understanding, but I need to say that loud. So I'm just to make sure that I'm not crazy right now.
So like your property management system, your pricing. So you guys are you on Guesty and Price Labs?
So we're on HostAware and Price Labs.
And then have you got direct booking set up yet, like a website or anything like that?
Yes.
God, yeah. This is the crazy part, hey, and be completely transparent. It's like you are going a million miles at the moment. And then it's like you said, you're forced, or you adapt very quickly, but there's so many moving parts. So for anyone watching who has no idea, like it's not just about finding a property and then setting it up and listing it on Airbnb. There's the property management system.
A lot in the background, but I think that's the other thing that we learn as well, because at the beginning, we both try to do everything. And then you said it at the beginning as well, but we learn what strength each of us has. And then you stay in your lane, I stay in mine. And this is when we join forces towards the end, it works perfectly. Whereas at the beginning, because it was new and you want to know everything, you want to take care of everything, but then two of us were headbutting, we don't know what's happening. So then once we started learning this, I think it started on property number 4. He does his thing, I do mine, and then we come together, and it has been working, I would say, much easier.
Yeah.
It's not perfect, we're still, learning along the way, but it's much better now.
Yeah, because it's also about trust, isn't it? You're like, oh, okay, I can trust that you know what you're doing there, so I'm going to leave you with it. Then I can.
Now we trust. Well, that we have been working on. It's funny because we actually finalized it yesterday. So one of the biggest challenges that we had was the cleaning, because at the end of the day, you can have the prettiest Airbnbs, you can have everything working for you. If your cleaning team is not what it's meant to be, it can pretty much destroy you overnight.
Absolutely.
So it came to a point where I was going to check, leaving work, checking on the properties and whatnot to make sure that the job was done right. The good thing is we joined a friend yesterday. We finalized everything. So he's also doing the short-term rental. He has that. So now we have a group of cleaners, which hopefully soon we get to share with the community as well. If anyone had issues, I'm the one that trained them, so they're trained properly. We took care of everything, and knowing now that it's our direct cleaners that we can communicate with, and we know how everything is going to be. I feel like I'm breathing better at night now. I'm not worried, because you have the Airbnbs as well. If something is not clean, if they forget one thing, it's
stressful.
One bad review can pretty much ruin everything, all the hard work. So now this yesterday, perfect.
Yeah, that's brilliant. That's so good to hear. And I love that you said that, did you guys do any cleanings as well? Like when you first started? No.
I used to go and check on the cleaning.
After they'd done it. Yeah. And then fine-tuned everything. And it's working on your systems, isn't it? And your processes along the way. Because you want to be able to have this business running without much of your involvement either at some point. What is the goal here? How many properties have we got our eyes set on?
The way we work, she's the optimist, where she will go, yes, we're gonna have like 500 properties and it's gonna be awesome. And I'm more logical where I'm like, the numbers don't match. We have to figure something out here.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
But then I work in sales, he works in sales. So the goal is definitely the cleaning team, our own cleaning team. That was goal number 1 for this year. So we did that in January. I'm happy. The goal is to have 30 by the end of this year. And maybe going back to international, so perhaps Mauritius as well. So let's see how we go, because Mauritius, is very popular for tourists. And
we love Mauritius. I will say that it's such a beautiful place. Yeah, beautiful people.
So the goal is 30 for now, which he's agreeing with me. That's a good thing.
And all in Melbourne?
Maybe a little bit international in Mauritius.
Branch out. Oh, including Mauritius. Okay. I'm like, is this? Are we recording on your laptop at the moment?
Yes.
Give us a quick look around.
Yeah,
if you can, even if it's messy.
The lake is right there. We can literally see the F1. I don't know if I'm showing it properly, but everything is right there, and the view is just amazing. Like we have So yeah.
And this is just from the living room. You've got like this wrap around, like it's just all glass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
And then obviously, I don't know if I can show it properly. I feel so weird doing it with a laptop, but
oh no, this is cool.
Emilie wanted like a bit of a wall, so this is kind of like
Yeah, well done on the theme. It just makes so much sense. And then how many bedrooms is it?
1.5.
This one is a 1.5. It's a bit of a funny one where the second bed is built into the wall, so it's like one of those foldable beds.
Okay. And then so you're going to put a sofa bed in the living room as well for extra heads on beds?
We have because we have a storage room as well now, so we have the inflatable one that is always there, required for additional guests. So these are the things that we learn along the way, and after each. So, but this one was the big one that we were waiting for. So this one we dealt directly with the landlord.
Yeah,
he knew the property that he had because it's literally in front of.
Oh my gosh!
Like one of the biggest thing in the Airbnb world, definitely for us, has been working full time and trying to get everything started, like setting up and everything in between. And we're still, until today, we're still working full time, and I don't think we have any plans on stopping.
Not yet.
Like the goal is to keep working full time and to keep the Airbnb, and we'll see later. We'll review in a few months to see what happens.
Yeah. That's good, guys. I mean, the future sounds bright. I love, just being able to hear your story, and really appreciate you guys jumping on in the middle of a fit out as well. So thank you so much. And I know that we threw a few dates and days and they didn't quite work out on my end as well. So really, really thank you for taking the time. And I know so many people will be watching this and just so inspired by you guys. So are there any closing words or final advice that you'd like to give to anyone who's, still sitting on the fence with all of this?
I think my biggest one, and I had a few people reach out to me, is I know it sounds very cliche, but don't give up. Go to apply for 50 properties, apply for 1,000 if you have to. Eventually someone will have to say yes, and it takes 1 yes before you know it, then the second yes, and then third, and it just keep going, that ricochet effect. So just don't give up.
Emilie and I have this kind of mentality where, and I don't know if it's the sales background, but numbers will beat out luck every single time. So the more repetition you make, the more chances you have of getting the one yes. But you just have to keep going at it. It's simple on paper, hard in real life, but just keep going.
So true. That's great, guys. Thank you again. Just close this podcast out by saying, these guys are incredible. Look what they've achieved in 3 months, 6 properties, with a goal of 30 by the end of this year, which I have no doubt you guys will achieve that. And so thank you so much for watching this podcast and tuning in. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this to anyone else who is interested in getting into Airbnb themselves. Thank you for watching.